What up, y'all? Welcome to the fifth quarter. We in week 4, and we going back to week 2. Yeah, week 2 for the recap. So we got to recap week 2, week 3, and we're gonna do predictions for week 4. Josh, what it do? Um, this this season so far is starting out interesting. Like I said, I called it in the playoffs. No, not in the playoffs, in the off season. I said this season was going to be full of fireworks, because season 3, everybody team I believe is like pretty much, set for the most part. I mean, if they're not, if it's not, it's because, you made yeah, nah, tell me about it, bro. Now you get to sit, now you get to kick back and have some laughs, because we definitely gotta once again talk about trades on here. So uh it's time to definitely start getting your laughter on. But I said this season was gonna be full of thrills and different things just because we're in season 3. Season 3 at this point, if you still feeling like you got your roster got more holes than Swiss cheese, then you doing a terrible GM job, you know? Yeah, bro, trade talk again. I mean, and on top of the trade talk again, the last fifth quarter I just got through saying, talking about trades with people, and then not to my surprise, I can't even say to my surprise, not to my surprise, here we go again with the special ed trades. I don't understand what's going on for the life of me, but we'll get into that. But I think we're gonna go into now. We're gonna go. What should I do first, the standards or the recap? Let's do let's do the standards first. Let's go into the standards. Now, over here in the AFC North, is looking a little different than what it was last year. And when I did the fifth quarter in the off season, I called this out for the Steelers. I said I predicted the Steelers were going to come into this season with swag. I said they're going to come into this season with momentum. As far as because remember, the Steelers last season had a up and down season, right? And it came down to the final couple of games where he had to win a game to solidify his spot. But what happened was the Steelers got swept by the Ravens in the regular season last year. And then the Steelers eliminated the Ravens, who was currently the champs at the time. So when the Steelers eliminated the Ravens, not only did they eliminate them, he crushed the champs in the playoffs. So I said this season the Steelers would come into this with a ton of momentum, a ton of swag, ton of confidence, and it's showing. And they're 3-0. Now the Ravens right now, I guess they're still not over that playoff loss that they took from the Steelers because they got 2 bad losses so far, but the good news for them is plenty of games left. But to see them 1-2 under 500 is not something you see too much. And the way to yeah, the loss to Scott. But I feel like the loss to the Colts was more on the Steelers than anything because he had a chance. He had a chance to kick a field goal. Am I correct? And he went for the touchdown. So it's like, yeah, that's bad calling on him, bad coaching on his part. But I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he could have just won the game with a field goal. But yeah, nevertheless, that loss, I ain't gonna say it messed him up. Because if it messed him up, then he wouldn't even eliminated the Ravens in the playoffs. It just would have been downhill. But it definitely, I think it definitely changed and how he going about things. I think that's what's going on right now. And the Steelers, They got their swagger back. I mean, listen, we all need a wake up call sometime, some point in time, you know. And once you get that wake up call, it's like, all right, now you back. The Bengals and Browns, it's the same case for the Browns. The Bengals, I think the Bengals only played this game so far. I think his first two games were forced losses. Um, so I don't really know. I don't, the Bengals, they're gonna have to get with it and have to get with it soon because even though the Ravens are 1-2, I don't expect the Ravens to keep losing. I expect them to start winning some games. So if you the rest of the division, you want to strike now, even and but then you got the Steelers at 3-0, which is the reason why you definitely want to strike now. As far as the Browns, look, y'all know I root for parity, but I gotta be honest, the Browns is like I always say, yeah, I know. I'm gonna get to that when I do the recap. Sometimes I say some of y'all don't know the value of your own draft pick. And here's what I mean. Here's what I mean by that. The Browns traded his first and second for Waddle from the Dolphins. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Waddle's 29 years old. Now, granted, I get that now on this Madden, you know, they respecting the age a little more. Like if you doing your thing, but remember, you got to be doing your thing with the older players. You can't have a bad season and just think that. And remember this, Waddle is now 29. So when if he loses his X factor, he doesn't get it back. Now I will tell you this though, with older players in this Madden, even if they're not X Factor, if they're a star and you had a good season, they can upgrade despite them being older in age. I did it with Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter at the time was 30, I believe, the first season. He was only a superstar. Next season he went up to X Factor. So it can happen, but my thing is for the Browns, and this is what I mean by some of y'all just be trading for no reason. The Browns already had a top 10 pick. If you looking for a great wide receiver, listen, I'm pretty sure it's more than one great wide receiver in the draft. Draft your own wide receiver. That's like some of the things that I just don't get. You traded for Waddle, who's on his way on a decline, and mind you, you had a top 10 pick. So what's the trade for? Now, if you trade in the top 10 pick for a younger wide receiver or a younger player, period, I get it. But to trade your top 10 pick for a star that's on the decline, it just didn't make no sense. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. So it's like I don't think some of y'all even be paying the draft any mind as far as when it comes to scouting and stuff. Because if y'all did, I don't think y'all make the trades. And when I say y'all, I'm basically talking to the guys that have top 10 picks. You know, that's what I'm talking to. I ain't talking to the guys who got pick 15, pick 20. Because when you get down to there, I mean, let's be honest, it can be a hit or miss. But when you got top 10 pick, come on now. Like you're going to get it's more than one great wide receiver in the draft. Please believe me. So even if the first wide receiver you had on the board is gone, I can promise you the second one going to be there. So why trade your top 10 pick for a receiver who's on his way out, who's on his way on the decline? Like he's X factor now. But if he loses X factor after the season, he's past the age limit for us. Once they over 28, it's a wrap. So again, I don't be understanding the trade logic with a lot of y'all, especially the top 10, the guys who we having picks in the top 10. And then when you look around, you see the Browns like, you know, you 0-3, my boy. Like, I ain't rooting against you. I'm rooting for you. But it's like at some point in time, y'all gotta wake up and realize, like, yo, let me chill and just focus on building my own squad instead of trading for players from other teams. Let's get into the AFC South. Texans 3-0. Everybody else under 500. Um, I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, these guys is starting off in the position that I was in last year. But we know what happened last year, so we're gonna see if any one of these guys can work their way to the top. But I'm telling you right now, I don't plan on leaving no crack and no doors open for anybody to slide through. If y'all keep losing games, That's on y'all, but I'm trying to put my foot on your neck as fast as I can and focus on other things. But right now, the Texans are 3-0, and the only other team with a win in that division is the Colts. Titans and Jags 0-3. AFC East, you got the Bills 3-0. Patriots and Dolphins at 2-1. Listen, I've always said the Patriots, in my opinion, is better than what he's shown the first two seasons. In my opinion, the Patriots, I don't know. I mean, because he just had, you said that, Jags. I mean, look, man, the Jags and everybody else gonna have to figure that out over there quickly too. I always felt like the Patriots were better than what they were, and right now he's off to a good start. He's 2-1. If it wasn't for that um, collapse, that 28-point collapse he had against us in the fourth quarter, let's be honest, he'll be 3-0 right now. But you know, he's 2-1. So at the end of the day, that's spilled milk. There's no need to keep thinking about that game that he lost to the Texans. You got to move on and you know move on to what's in front of you. And the Dolphins are 2-1. So this is division right now. But the Jets, one thing about the Jets is that you don't want to keep starting off slow. I mean, the Jets had a slow start last year and turned around and won the division, but you don't want to keep banking on that. The Bills had a second half collapse. You don't want to keep banking on the Bills having a second half collapse because I didn't think he would have a collapse when he did. I don't definitely see him having two collapses in a row. But if you're the Jets, you're gonna have to pull together a win fast because not only is the Bills 3-0, but the other two teams in the division only have one loss. But right now, this AFC East is kicking off in the most competitive way that they ever have. In the AFC West, you got the Chargers 3-0, the Champs 2-1, the Chiefs 1-2, and the Broncos 0-3. I said coming into the offseason, there were some storylines and things like that, and Chargers was a team that I talked about as well. If you look, the Raiders, the champs, they lost that they have came to the Chargers. These two have a little rivalry brewing. They split in the regular season last year. The Raiders eliminated the Chargers last year, and if you the Chargers, what better way to get back early part of this season? They got to play one more time, but these two teams are starting to look like uh, they're a sight that's to be seen whenever they match up. But right now, the Chargers are standing strong at 3-0. In the AFC, I mean the NFC North, you got the Bears at 3-0. Bears off to a fast start last year. He's on the same wave this year. He got an ugly playoff loss to the Packers. He definitely he definitely got a chip on his shoulder. The Packers are 2-1. They got a chip on their shoulder. The Vikings are 1-2. And well, the Vikings got a forced win. I'm still waiting for the day so the Vikings get their first win against a user. And the Lions, Cole Low's 0-3. Again, I don't know. And I said it week one, I think the Lions need to make a move over there to do something to shake up. Because obviously at this point, I don't think the Lions have the pieces that he want. I could be wrong, but I think he don't have the pieces that he want. And it might take him moving something to get the players he want, but Cole Low's has been a disappointment so far the first three seasons. But he's a good user. I still believe in him, and I still think that any minute he could turn it around and string some wins together. In the NFC South, you got the Falcons at 3-0, the Bucks at 2-1, everybody else 1-2, Panthers 1-2. Same thing in this division. Panthers not off to the best of starts, but I believe he'll turn things around and keep himself in this race. I mean, even though he's 1-2 right now, technically he's only 2 games out of first. A lot of games to be played. Carolina Blue Mole, he definitely will. He definitely will turn things around, in my opinion. The Falcons 3-0, great start, but he know what hurdle he got to get over, and that's the Bucks. So, but I guess if I'm him, I'll worry about the Bucks when it's time to worry about the Bucks. But right now he's sitting at 3-0. The Saints, I don't know. The Saints, man, they got. But look, the Saints too. Just like I say about the what I was saying about the Browns with these picks. Like Saints, I need you to come down and step and Come on down, Saints. It's your time, bruh. Same thing I said about the Colts with the trade-in when I was talking about the Colts and trade-in. I actually think you are in that same boat as well, if not worse. Saints, what do you and this is what I mean. Go back to the comment I made about the Browns when I say some of y'all don't realize y'all own draft picks strength. Look, let's just be honest. You have to first of all, you gotta be real with yourself, right? When it comes to knowing where you're gonna end up or seeing where you're gonna end up, depending on how the season goes. Let me not say knowing where you're gonna end up. Cause, regardless of what, you could be winning a couple of games and your season looking different than last. But I will say this. When you see the way your season is going and you see that, all right, we just ain't got it. We're gonna have a top 10 pick. Saints, I need you to come down and answer a couple of questions for me. Why are you trying to trade not one, but two first round picks for a 30-year-old running back? Explain that to me as well. When once again, you have a top five pick. If you need a running back that bad, go draft your own running back. I mean, what is it? Who got a superstar at that position? The Saints? Hold on. What do you mean he got a superstar at that position? The Saints got a running back. The Saints got a running back at that position already. You saying, or he got a superstar at that position now? What he got a superstar running back now because of the trade, or you saying he had one already before the trade? 'Cause before I continue, I need to know this. He had a running back before the trade. So Saints, once again, now I'm hearing you had a superstar running back already. How many superstar running backs do you need? And even if you feel like unbelievable, Saints. So you had a superstar running back already. Why was you trying to trade not one, but two first round picks for a 30-year-old running back? I'm just saying, I don't understand. I don't understand what y'all be thinking about when it comes to trading. Like, do y'all know what a top five pick is? Do y'all know what a top three pick is? Do y'all know the value in that? I don't think y'all understand. I don't think y'all understand what y'all holding when y'all hold a top three pick. Why are you even entertaining? Why are you even entertaining a trade? Well, let me say this first of all. Let me hold on. Let me back up. Let me back up and say this about the trades. Here's the thing, because a lot of y'all say this a lot, and I can't even knock y'all. And I can't even knock y'all. I ain't even had no idea about that. I can't even knock y'all for those that say this. Sometimes some of y'all say, "Yo, he came to me. He offered me to trade." I can't front. Anybody that says that, listen, it's not, I don't expect y'all to talk sense into these guys. If anybody say, yo, he offered me that, he came offering me that trade, I don't expect you to say, yo, look, bro, I can't rate you like that. Right? I don't expect y'all to say that. It's not on y'all to say that. Let's be honest. It's not on y'all to say that. It's on y'all to now show the trade to the commissioners, and it's on us now to say, yo, get that out of here. Throw that in the ocean. Right? Because the reality is, if anybody comes and say, yo, I offer you my two first, which is going to be two top five picks for your 30-year-old running back, um, I don't expect y'all to say, yo, nah, I can't do that to you. At the end of the day, it's business. It just shows that these guys are horrible businessmen. But I gotta say though, uh, the Saints, you got an X factor running back from Philly, Murph just said. And you know what? You got that because of me. Now, here's my question to the commissioners. The first, he only got that running back and that receiver because of me, right? I made that trade go up. So to the commissioners, how was y'all going to approve that first trade? In the first trade, I'm saying I'm not talking about the two firsts and a second. I'm not even talking about the two firsts and the second for his running back for Saquon. I'm talking about the other trade that y'all was going to approve. Like how? How was y'all going to approve Barkley and Dotson, Johanna Dotson? I think that's his name, or Johan Dotson or something like that. How was y'all going to approve that? That was a terrible trade. I'm saying the Saints, yo, we talking about a top 5 pick. Now granted, now I'm saying, look, he got a young X factor running back, and he got a great wide receiver. You know, I'm saying, how was y'all going to approve that other trade? That trade was horrible. Like, I don't understand that. And then now I'm hearing the Saints already had a superstar X Factor running back. So Saints, what are you doing, bro? Like, listen, hire one of us. Even if you got to pay us $1 a day, hire one of us to be a GM for you. Just send one of us $1 a day to our Zelle or something. $1. I'm saying crackhead prices, $1. Hire one of us as a GM, man. Yo, bro, your GM skills is horrible. I don't understand how you offer two firsts, which is two top fives, for a 30-year-old or 31-year-old running back. And once again, these guys are past the age limit. If they lose that trait, because I'm pretty sure y'all looking at, oh, he's an X factor. Y'all do realize that once they lose that trait and they pass the age requirement, we're not putting it back, right? Like, you know that. So you stuck with that. So what makes y'all feel like I'm gonna offer two firsts? And again, here's the thing. Here's the thing that y'all not understanding. If you have a top 5 pick and you need a running back, you got a chance to go get you a dope young running back. What is it that y'all not grasping with these top 5 picks, top 10 picks? I don't understand that for the life of me. Like, I get on here and keep talking about trades, and then y'all come and make even more crazier trades. Listen, I'm kind of glad that I'm talking about the Saints right now, because when I was talking about the coach kept taking it personal as if like I got something against him and I'm trying to clown him. No, coach, that was just your time in the ring. Now you out of there. Somebody else got the spotlight now, because somebody else is making just as terrible more decisions than what you did. Two firsts and a second. So you willing to give up two top 5 picks and a second for a running back that's 31 years old because he X Factor. Mind you, you already have a young X Factor or superstar running back on your team. Like, so that young running back is a superstar, but that young running back is pretty good though. I'm saying I'm taking him 10 times out of 10. Like the fact that you even entertaining Saquon Barkley is mind-boggling. Like, I don't understand that. Like, and then some of y'all got to stay in y'all lane. Like, if you see the Eagles killing with him, that's the Eagles. That's the Eagles. Don't think that because you get Barkley, you're gonna be doing the same thing. No, the Eagles is using him the way he feel like he need to use him. He used him in the passing game. All of these things, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, you guys, I guess you guys look at see who's killing with who, and and you decide to say, oh yeah, I need him on my team. No, man, that's not the case. Y'all see Murph killing with Baker Mayfield. That's Murph. Don't think if you get Baker Mayfield, you're going to get Baker Mayfield, and all of a sudden you're going to turn up like how Murph turned up with him. That's Murph. Murph, that dude. I'm just saying, y'all got to stay in y'all lane, man. Y'all can't keep looking at what other people doing and think, well, if I get him on my team, I'm good. Yo, nah, stop that, man. Stay in your lane. Like that's wow. Like, you offer him these crazy trades. Like, I don't understand that. Like, and again, I don't. Oh man, let me just move on because I talk about trades, and then before you know it, I'll be on this train for an hour and a half. I just was talking about trades in the off season, you know, and then now here I am once again. Let's move on, man. NFC East, you got the Giants at 3-0. Listen, I said the Giants also was a team that gonna come into the season with a chip on their shoulder because last season The Giants, he had a good start as well, and he too fell apart in the second half of the season, and he missed the playoffs. So I said that the Giants were coming to this season with a chip on the shoulder, and so far, chip it is. Eagles and Cowboys are 2-1. Um, they both, but the Giants got to know the Eagles and Cowboys is going to be right there for the ride. The Giants, if you're the Giants, you have to know that. The Commanders, I don't know. I think the Commanders is not over last season. You listen, you got to understand. The Commanders last season, if you remember, this whole division was close. The Commanders was like 8-0 and 8-0 and 1. They had zero losses, but they had the tie. They was hanging with the Eagles and Cowboys for the whole first half of the season. The second half of the season, the Commanders lost like 7 out of 8 games or 6, 7 in a row, and they missed the playoffs. I thought the Commanders would have came back this season, ready for war, but they're 1-2 right now. Don't get me wrong, 1-2 is not the end of the world at all. It's a whole lot of games to be played, but when you look at this division, you really can't get off to a slow start. So, like with the Giants 3-0, and if the Giants win this week and 4-0, if you the Commanders, you can't go 1-3. You're gonna have to win. You're gonna have to win your game. That's just the pressure that people put on you that study winning at the top of the food chain in the division. So we'll see what happens. What's going on over there in the NFC West? I mean, look, man, Rams, Dre, my guy. I'm waiting for you to come with it, bro. I'm waiting. Who who should be 0-3? The Commanders? That's what you're saying, the Commanders? And if you're saying that about the Commanders, you saying that he should be 0-3 because if y'all played, you was gonna win that game. That's what you mean by he should be 0-3. If you're talking about the Commanders, yeah, the Commanders. You said Washington should be 0-3. I mean, I didn't even know. So the one game he got is a sim, huh? I mean, yeah, man, the Commanders gonna have to turn things around. The Rams 1-2. Listen, um, nah, I hear you, Carolina Blue Mo. So basically, one of them losses that you got is not even due to you playing. It's a fair sim. Got it. The Rams, I don't know, man. The Rams are scoring points, but they can't stop anybody at all. They scoring, but they just not putting together enough stops. There because they'll lose a game 69-51. Like they're scoring, they just can't stop nobody. Seahawks 3-0 once again, but the 49ers surprisingly is 2-1. Look, I'm rooting for the 49ers to hang in there with the Seahawks because right now the Cardinals is trending in the wrong direction. The Rams just got his first win, so we'll see what he can do moving forward. But right now the 49ers is a surprise this division at 2-1, and the Seahawks is 3-0. Now we're gonna get into the to recap. We're gonna go all the way back to week 2. For some reason, it's not even working. Okay, going back to week 2 recap. Yeah, this the game. Oh, he got the force over you. You said y'all schedules didn't match. So should that have been a Oh, nah. I remember that. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you, Carolina Blue Mo. That was a force for him, bro. Cause I forgot. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing the screenshots between y'all. But got it. Um, Look, I remember saying this was a big game because Dallas had lost his week 1 matchup. The Jets had lost his week 1 matchup. And I said this was a big game. Dallas came out. And I said Dallas gonna come into this game pissed off because he lost that first game against the Falcons, and he took it out on the Jets. The Jets still have yet to win the game this season. Dallas cruised to easy win. The Bucks blew out the Colts in this one, 54-10. Um, Bucks Bucks they lost week 1 due to a forced win, but Murph made sure he came back and came off that trip, and got right back to it to get back to his winning ways. Oh, bugging. Um, Dolphins and Titans. Dolphins won this one 68-32, blew out the Titans. And the Dolphins started off 2-0 in this after this win. Seahawks and Bengals, they didn't play. Nah, I got you. Giants and Lions. Like I said, Corlals. Listen, it's an APB out for Corlals. I don't even know if this the real Corlals that's playing with us. And I'm not even saying that because of this game. I'm just saying Corlals have not made the playoffs at all in these first two seasons. And not even really coming close too. So I don't know. Will a real Corlals please stand up? But anyway, Giants won this one by 10. Giants went to 2-0 after this one. Packers blew out the Vikings 70-28. Packers didn't hold back no punches. Looked like he tried to score 100 if he could. Bills and Eagles. Bills blew out the Eagles. Now, once again, the Bills is another team that I spoke about that I said they couldn't wait for this season to get started. Remember, Buffalo is another team that started out hot last season. They started out the season maybe, 7-0, 7-1, cruising. Second half of the season came, they fell apart. They missed the playoffs. It came down to the last game of the season. If they won the game, they would have won the division against the Jets. They lost to the Jets. They got eliminated from the playoffs. I said Buffalo couldn't wait. I know they was probably one of the main teams that could not wait for this season to start. And right now it's showing. He went to 2-0 after this season. I mean after this week. He's 3-0. And listen, he went and took it straight to Philly and Philly. So Buffalo right now is anything they showing everything how they feel. They pissed. They ain't playing with nobody, and right now they just been out the gate. They just been trying to destroy. So Buffalo is on one right now. The Niners played the Cards played the Cards, and they won 63-36. Like I said, right now the 49ers is the surprise out of that NFC West. They cruised to easy to win in that one. Steelers and Rams. The Rams, like I said, the Rams score points, but the Rams give up more points. You're not going to win no games if your opponent scores more points than you. That's something we all know. I don't agree with some of the moves that the Rams made. I mean, I said also, Verse, your young pass rusher, how you get rid of him, my boy? You supposed to hold on to him and build around him. Like I say, I don't understand. Like, I would think that some of y'all take teams and look and see what the team has and build around the players. But nah, some of y'all get rid of the players, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard one to call, but Verse, no way I'm getting rid of him. I'm building around him. I got me a legit pass rusher. Now I'm going to work on get me a shutdown cornerback. Steelers won this one, though, 55-50. Again, Steelers have not lost this season, and he went to 2-0 after this season. The Bears and KC. The Bears won this one, cruise to easy victory, 48-13. KC is one game under 500, not off to the start that they had last season. Falcons and Saints. Falcons blew out the Saints 35-12. I mean, I'm so disappointed in the Saints. Like, to see the Saints constantly losing like this and have the audacity to try to trade his top 5 pick for a player that's on a decline is bananas to me. Like, man, and then you wonder why. So that just goes to show me, like I said, if you're horrible on the field, don't be horrible off the field. You can't be a horrible GM and a horrible user, man. And at this point, I don't know what the Saints is more horrible at. I don't know if he's a more horrible GM or user. And I'm not saying that to try to clown him. I'm saying that because y'all know I root for parity, but I just say, what it is, what's going on, man. I call it as I see it. And right now, Saints, you're not doing anything right over there. Fire everybody. Fire the coach. Fire the GM. Fire the owner. Get rid of your character that you made. Create a whole new character. Create a whole new person over there. Just start from scratch from everything, Saints. Like, really though. Chargers and Raiders. Chargers won this one 48-45 over the champs. Look, like I said, this is a rivalry brewing between these two teams. It's bad blood in the air. The Chargers felt the way about getting eliminated to the Raiders in the playoffs. And let's be honest with you, that game that the champs eliminated the Chargers, the first half was close. The second half, the Raiders pulled away, but I'm starting to see that when these two teams play, regardless who win, it's pretty close. I mean, I know the Raiders ran away with the victory in the playoffs, but it didn't start off that way. It was a close game. They split last year in the regular season, and right now, Chargers sent the early message um, to the champs, and if you the champs, I know you probably saying message heard loud and clear. Can't wait to see these two play for the second time this season, which will probably be later on in the season. But great win and great early statement for the Chargers early in the season. Texans and Jags. Still it was 0-2 after this week. The Texans went on to 2-0 after this week. And this is the first of two matchups between those two. Ravens beat the Browns 40-27. That was the first win that the Ravens got on the season. The Browns went to 0-2 after that loss. Falcons and Colts. Falcons won that one 33-24. Colts played pretty good. Just didn't, couldn't get the key stops that he needed. I'm just saying that by watching the score. I didn't watch the game, but for looking at the score, it looked like it was pretty close. Or unless the coach just put up points in the end when the game was already over. Sometimes that can happen too. Teams could score late to make the game look closer than what it was, but for the most part, it looked like it was a pretty close game. Um, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the recap. I'm gonna do the recap video. And I see you got Screwball starting over there, but Screwball ain't the highlight over there for the coach. You got a nice little young running back over there, nice fast, strong running back over there in Indy. Um, Panthers and Jags. Panthers won this one 63-14. It looked like the Panthers took his frustrations out on the Jags from not being able to participate in the week 2 matchup. And the Jags went to 0-3 after this one. Well, Jags, you putting yourself in the position that I was in last season. Let's see if you can rise to the top. What you told me, I'm going to give you your words now, Jags. You told me, and this was later in the season too. You told me this. You told me it was over. You told me it's over. Well, Jags, the difference between me and you saying it's over, when you told me it was over, you were still one game under 500. I'm telling you it's over, and I'm sitting at 3-0. Not saying I'm going to finish undefeated, but you could forget about pulling off what I pulled off this year. So if anything, I'll just say good luck to you over there. Patriots and Jets. Look, Patriots, this is a great bounce back win. Again, the Patriots had a major collapse against the Texans in week 2, and I said I didn't know how the Patriots would get off the mat after that loss. Well, he showed how he got off the mat. He came and he threw haymakers. He blew out the Jets 63-35. This is what you want to see. Great win, because I'm telling you, I know he still kind of was thinking about that game, but I don't think he thought about it too much longer. Once kickoff happened, he locked it on the Jets. The Jets are struggling right now. They are Yeah, I don't know, bro. Nobody can answer that. I don't. At this point, the Saints can't even answer that. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I said, the Saints need to hire one of us as a GM. You could just pay us a dollar per call. Every time you take a call from us, just send us a dollar. That's all. You know what I mean? Because that is ridiculous, bro. But good win for the Pats, man. Look, Pats, I've been bigging you up week 1. I mean, I've been bigging you up season 1 and season 2. Even though you've been missing the playoffs and you was under 500, I kept saying you're a better user than what the record was. So don't let me down. And right now you 2-1. You living up. You living up to the hype. So I got faith in you. Good win against the Jets. Jets, you better wake up fast, because that whole division got one loss except the Bills. They have 0 losses. So if you the Jets, you got to pull off a win and fast. Texans beat the Titans. Um, Listen, we had this game circled from last season. Titans beat us towards the end of the season, and we said, "Listen, it's time for get back. We gotta focus, lock in, and do what we gotta do. We got a great win. Defense showed up, played great, and we got the dub. Um, Rams beat the Vikings 51-35. That's how the Rams got his first win of the season. Let's see if that can carry over to week 4. Seahawks and the Cards. Cards, um, I don't know, man. Cards is in a tough position because he don't have no wins. The Seahawks undefeated. The 49ers are 2-1. And even though the Rams are 1-2, even though the Rams are 1-2, well, if you're talking about your trade with the Bengals, I personally said that I can't let that trade go through because I need to see the Bengals play. You can't. I'm not letting nobody just be in the league and trade and they ain't even playing their games. Like, I need to see the Bengals play a little more because, again, what you guys don't understand is that as users, y'all don't understand the job that you know the commissioners have, or someone like even myself that's trying to fill that team. So if I let guys just trade players and then they leave the league, now I got to pitch this team to another user, and I want the team to look decent. I want the team to look all right without me having to say, "Yo, I'm gonna give you an upgrade here and there." So that's all it is. It's nothing with you. It's just I need to see the Bengals play, a little more games. Right now, we all played 3 games. The Bengals played 1 game so far. That's not a good percentage. I need to see him play a couple more games. Then he could go out, and I don't have no problem with the trades. But I need to see guys play first, man. Seahawks. Business as usual. They went to 3-0 after this week. Cardinals. I told you Cardinals, man. If it ain't working, don't be a change to try to switch something up. Can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Um, Giants blew out the 49ers. Listen, the 49ers were 2-0 up to this point. This was their first loss in the season. Giants went to 3-0. Giants is on one right now. I like the way they coming out looking strong. They're looking like they ain't trying to let happen to them this season what happened to them last season. And games like this points and shows, exactly that's how they feeling. This game was played 3 times, but I guess they didn't get to finish it. So Cowboys got the force, even though I'm pretty sure the score was crazier than this when they were playing. Um, and that's week 2 when you don't get to finish what you were doing. Oh, that should be a good game. Eagles and Dolphins. Look, the Dolphins asked for this. He said the Bills, when the Bills blew out the Eagles last week, the Dolphins then said, "Oh, the Bills beat the Eagles. Oh, I'm definitely beating the Eagles next week." And I think the Eagles noticed that and showed no mercy. This game looked like it was over fast, quick, in a hurry. But the good news for the Dolphins is that it was only his first loss of the season. Put him to 2-1. But sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for. And just come out and just play ball because he definitely gave the Eagles billing to locker room material. Ravens and Bears. Ravens got punched in the mouth again. It's the second time this season. Ravens got punched in the mouth. Don't know what's quite going on from B-More other than it looked like that loss they took to the Steelers last year in the playoffs might have did something to their confidence. Listen, um, it's 2 things that goes down. You get big wins and your confidence is through the roof, and sometimes you get punched in the mouth and confidence starts to dwindle. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with the Ravens, but I am saying it is a possibility. Because right now, the Ravens are looking like Lamar is injured, and Lamar is not injured. But shout out to the Bears. They 3-0. They like I said, I'm sure they don't like the way that they got eliminated from the playoffs from the Packers, and it looked like they're on a mission as well. Steelers beat the Bengals 40-38. The Bengals gave the Steelers everything they could handle, but the Steelers edged this one out. They win 40-38, and they remain undefeated on the season. And that was a good division win for the Steelers as well. On to week 4, Panthers and Saints. Well, Panthers, I don't really want you to beat the Saints too bad because if you do, he might have the number 1 pick and then try to trade it for, you know, uh, Dak Prescott or somebody. You know what I mean? Try to take it easy on the Saints. I'm going with the Panthers in this one. Um, I got Panthers this week 51-20. 51-20 Panthers over the Saints. Giants and Cowboys. This is a division matchup. This is a very big early season game. Cowboys got 1 loss. Giants got 0 losses. If you're the Giants, you got a chance to give the Cowboys 2 losses, and you get a little breathing room. And this will be your first win against him for the first of 2 matchups. It's a tough one to call right here. Dallas is the home team. Giants is playing great ball right now. I really don't know which way to go, to be honest with you. I respect the Giants that much. But I gotta be honest, because it's in Dallas, I'm gonna go with Dallas. If it was in New York, honestly, I'd have took the Giants in this one. But I'm gonna go with Dallas in this one. But I got it to be close. But hey, it don't have to be close. But I'm keeping it respectable. I'm gonna go Dallas 38, Giants 34. Jags and Falcons. Falcons still 3-0 right now. Jags is the opposite of 3-0. They're 0-3. Jags, listen, if the Jags could get a win, this would be a nice win for them. The Falcons will have their first loss of the season. The Jags have their first win of the season. And if you the Jags, you know, you got to start stringing some wins together. Forget the division. You got to start once you feel like, all right, we ain't going to the division, you got to start stringing some wins together to put yourself in the wild card position. So you got to start getting some wins. And this is a great place to start. But let's be honest, the Falcons are 3-0, so this ain't going to be no easy matchup at all. And I'm going with the Falcons in this one. But to be honest, though, this one has upset alert written on it. You know, I'm not gonna hold you. This one got upset alert written on it, and the Falcons. I think the Falcons might come into this one. The Falcons is one of them guys that, you know, start smelling himself a little too early. You know, and I kind of think that he's gonna come into this one and not respect the Jags, and I think because of that, he's gonna find himself in a dogfight that he ain't expected being. Now, I'm going to take the Falcons, but it would not surprise me if the Jags get upset in this one. Remember, I called it upset alert in this one, but I'm going to take the Falcons. Falcons over the Jags. I'm going to say 30, 37, 34. 37-34. Falcons over the Jags. Texans and Bills, another good matchup. Both teams are 3-0. Somebody going to get their first loss of the season in this one unless it's a tie. Buffalo's at home. Listen, we up for the challenge. We don't run from smoke from nobody. We see what Buffalo doing out there. Buffalo hot right now. They just came off of blowing out Philly last week, so they on one right now. But I will say I would give the nod to Buffalo as the favorite. They're at home right now. I say Buffalo favored by, but I think it's going to be close because the Texans, we blew a lead. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen, when that's how I feel about the Saints right now, bro. I can see the Saints with the number 1 pick talking about, yo, you know, what's up with Jared Goff or somebody like that, man. Like, that's just what I look at him now. Like, I just can't, you know, for the life of me, understand the logic in some of these trade offers. But yeah, we got unfinished business with Buffalo. We blew a game against them last season. We was up by 2 scores in the first quarter. We went up 14-0 and we lost. So we got unfinished business with them too. So looking forward to that matchup. Browns and Bengals. Both teams don't have a win yet, but I'm not gonna lie, Bengals, you know, he's good. So you're gonna have your hands full in this one. But I would love to see the Browns pull off a win, man. Even though I say the Browns is making horrible trades too, I still root, you know, for y'all guys. Like seriously. Um, but this gonna be a tough one in Cincy. I'm going with the Bengals over the Browns. I'm gonna say 30, no, 42 to 30. 42-30 Bengals over the Browns. Rams and Commanders. This should be pretty interesting. Both teams are 1-2. Somebody will get to 500 in this one, unless it's a tie, and somebody will go to 1-3. Yeah, tell me about it. But I can't. Even if Philly do get a top five pick, you know, at least the running back that the Saints got is official from the Saints. So, at least I can hold my hat on that. And he got a great wide receiver. I think it was Leggett or Devontae Smith, one of them. So he got some pieces over there from Philly, man. But yeah, uh, you definitely want to see the Saints win some games, by any means necessary. Rams and Commanders. This is going to be, like I said, I'm not going to lie. The Rams offense is explosive, but he just can't stop nobody. I mean, what good is it if you're scoring 50 but you're giving up 60? Like, who cares at this point? I don't know. The Commanders' defense is better than the Rams. So, what do I see happening? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. This is a tough one to call. This one could go either way. Um, I got to see more from the Rams, man. Even though the Commanders, they not starting off great neither. But the Rams defense, man, I don't know what's going on with that defense over there. But again, when you trade Jared Verse, this is what you asked for, man. This is what you asked for, So I'm going to go Commanders home. Give me Commanders over the Rams, although I think the Rams have a highly, highly great shot at winning this game. But I got the Commanders over the Rams. I'm going to say Commanders 42, Rams 40, 42-40. Commanders over the Rams. Colts and Chiefs. Colts got a chance to move to 500, and so do the Chiefs in this one. Um, I don't know. I'm actually going to go Colts in this one. I don't think the Chiefs is off to the start that they had last season, and I actually think the Colts, even though they 1-2, I actually think the Colts look okay at this point. Give me Colts over the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs can win this game, very easily. But I just like the Colts a little more in this position. Give me the Colts over the Chiefs, 31-30. Dolphins and Jets. This is a big game right here. For It's a big game. It's a more big game for the Jets though, but even for the Dolphins too. If the Dolphins lose, he goes to 2-2, and Bills don't have a loss yet. If you the Jets, you go to 0-4. That is not what you want. Jets, in my opinion, is in a must-win situation. You do not want to go 0-4 and have to now bank on Buffalo losing games, because guess what? It's not just Buffalo. The Patriots and Dolphins have one loss each. The Jets have to get themselves into this race. They have to win this game, in my opinion. Now, I think the Jets swept the Dolphins last year. I could be wrong, but I think he did. But nevertheless, that's last year. That ain't got nothing to do with this year. Dolphins got a pretty good team over there. And y'all know my motto. If you get blown out one week, you come back and play harder the next week. Dolphins coming off a blowout loss to Philly. I think he comes back and plays better this week. And I just don't see it right now with the Jets, man. I'm going Miami in this one, but Brees Hall going to have a heck of a game, and he's going to have to control this game for the Jets to pull it out. But I don't know. Jets 0-3, but they're in a must-win situation. So when teams back against the wall, that's a good position to pick them. But I'm just going to pick Miami right now, man. I need to see more for the Jets. Give me Dolphins in this one over the Jets. 45-35. Ravens and 49ers. Well, I guess if you're the Ravens and you 1-2, the 49ers is a good team that you would want to see generally, but I cannot lie. The Niners are 2-1 right now and playing pretty good ball. If you're the Ravens, you ain't in no position to take nobody lightly. So the Ravens got to come and take care of business. And if you're the 49ers, this is a good position for you to show yourself to the NFC. You 2-1 with a chance to be 3-1. And you're going against a Ravens team right now who's not flying too high. If you the 49ers and you at home, this is a good position to get the Ravens right now. Now, that's me saying that, but I'm going to pick the Ravens just because the Ravens got punched in the mouth last week. They're going to try to come and punch you in the mouth this week. I need to see more from the 49ers before I jump on the 49ers bandwagon. But I honestly just want to see the 49ers compete, even if they don't win. I don't want to see the 49ers get blown out. I want to see them compete. So I'm rooting for the 49ers to compete, if not pull off an upset. But I'm taking the Ravens in this one, 54-34. Titans and Broncos. Look, Titans came into this season, with a lot of hype around them. People were saying that he was going to give that division, including myself. I said the Titans would give the AFC South, a wake up call. But so far, the Titans have not been able to do that. He don't have a win yet. He's 0-3. He's coming off a blowout loss to the Texans. Um, he too is getting into that position. You don't want to be 0-4. So Titans got to get a win this week. And I'm actually going to take the Titans over the Broncos. I'm going to take the Titans this week. 37-30. 37-30 Titans over the Broncos. Raiders and Chargers. Didn't these two just play? I never see that before. Hold on. Am I bugging? Ain't this played week 2, right? Where they? Yep. I ain't never see two. I ain't never see two division teams play so fast back to back. If they play early, the next time they play normally late. But this schedule, this the schedule. They said get to the fireworks early. Listen, it's the biggest game of the week right here. The champs is the champs, and that's not going to change until we get to the playoffs. But Chargers got round one in Las Vegas. We are now in Los Angeles. If the Chargers sweep the Raiders, once again, it's not the end of the world, because I still more than sure the Raiders will make the playoffs. And we seen the Ravens sweep the Steelers last season, and the Steelers eliminated the Ravens in the playoffs. So if the Chargers sweep the Raiders, it's not the end of the world from the Raiders. But I will tell you this. If the Chargers win this game, I'm telling you right now, if they meet in the playoffs, the Raiders' confidence is not going to be as high as it once was. And the Chargers' confidence is going to be through the roof. Because to sweep the champs, that's not something that's easy to do. And right now, the Chargers in a good position. Why? Because he's home. He's the home team. Now, it was a close matchup. I think the Chargers won 48-45, but still in all, he won the game. Now, what do I see happening this time? Well, I think they split again. I got the Raiders beating the Chargers this time around, but I'm telling you now, it would not surprise me if Big Game James wins this one at home over the champs. But I respect the champs enough to not let the Chargers leave this game with a confidence going through the roof. So I'm taking the champs to battle back after a week 2 loss to get redemption in week 4. But once again, I got it to be close. Chargers won the first matchup 48-45. I'm taking the Raiders to win this one 44-41. Eagles and Pats. Well, Pats, games like this is a good measurement stick for your squad. You got a good bounce back win against the Eagles. You going against the Jets. You going against the Eagles team who lost last week against somebody in your division. So can you repeat that same success? That's what we about to find out. But please believe the Eagles come into this game with an attitude, and he's going to try to score 1,000 points against you. But I respect the Patriots, man. He got a nice little game plan with him. Um, I'm taking the Eagles though, but pay attention to this game, man. Patriots is he's not no pushover at all. He's 2-1. I like his shot and I like his chances in this one also. I'm gonna take the Eagles though, but just saying, don't sleep on the Pats in this one. But give me the Eagles. I'm gonna say 40, yeah, 45-38. 45-38 Eagles over the Pats. Packers and Cards. Look, Cards ain't come close to winning yet. Hasn't won a game yet. I believe the Packers see what the Bears is doing over there. Bears undefeated, so Packers know these are the type of games you cannot afford to lose, and I don't think the Packers will lose. I got the Packers over the Cards rather easy. Um, I'm gonna say 58-29 Packers. Bears and Bucks. This is another. It's a lot of good games this week, man. It's a lot of good games. It's another good game. Um, Bears undefeated. Bucks haven't lost a user game yet. This should be a interesting and good matchup. Bucks at home. I think the Bears. I don't know. I kind of feel like they played last year in the regular season. The Bears won. I could be wrong. That's just how I feel. But in any case, um, it's a tough one. There's a lot of tough games to call this week. I'm gonna go Bucks, man. I got Bucks at home over the Bears, but once again, I think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be close. Oh, you play all right. I don't know why. I must be confusing him with somebody else then. All right, so yeah, I mean, I picked you, so at least I'm on the right side of it at the moment. But yeah, I got the Bucks over the Bears, man. But I think it'll be. I don't think the Bucks is gonna blow out the Bears this time around. I mean, I could be wrong, but we'll see. But if you're the Bears, you 3-0, you can't go out and get blown out because you have to know the Bucks is one of the top teams over here in the NFC. And if you considering yourself a top team in the NFC, you have to compete in this one. You cannot come and just get rolled on in this one. So but I got the Bucks. But I'm gonna keep it respectful. I got Bucks over the Bears, 38, 33. Seahawks and Steelers, another good game this week. Man, how many is, let me see, one, two, it's about five, maybe six good games this week. This is going to be an interesting recap for this week. Um, Seahawks undefeated, Steelers undefeated. So you got the Texans and Bills undefeated. You got the Seahawks and Steelers undefeated going at it. So somebody coming out of this one with a loss. I don't see no ties going down. Pittsburgh is home. Um, I'm looking forward to this matchup. I can't lie. I'm looking forward to this matchup. I will say, I said it a little while ago. The Steelers came into this season with some swag, with some confidence, with an attitude. I like the Steelers for some reason in this matchup right here. But again, the Seahawks is a team that if they win, am I surprised? Of course not. But Steelers at home, I'm going Pitt in this one, but I got this to be close as well. Give me the Steelers over the Seahawks. Uh, I'm gonna say 37-34. 37-34. Steelers over the Seahawks. And to close out the week, we got Vikings and Lions. Oh yeah, I ain't do the weekly recap yet. I'm gonna press that button after this and see what highlights they showing for what games. Still, Vikings and Lions again. Will a real Call Louds please stand up? Don't know what's going on with Call Louds, but I don't think that he's in a position. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I won't be surprised if the Vikings win. Call Louds been a very big disappointment, but I'm still gonna take the Lions in this one. Uh, 38. No, not 38. 40, 43, 30. 43, 30. Yeah, I'm gonna do it now. I'm about to go to the recap joint now and see what they show over there. Let's see who's up. Let's see who's up for this weekly recap. See what's going down. See what we got happening over here. See what games they're gonna show on this weekly recap. Being that a few things went down last week, a couple of upsets, a couple of blowouts. So let's just find out how everything played out for that weekly recap.
Fall is in the
Wasn't it
air,
supposed to
and
be a
not a
halftime
moment too
recap too?
soon.
Or
I'm
did I
Scott
read that
Hansen, and
wrong
this is
before
your
the game
EA
came out?
Sports weekly recap for Week 3. Plenty of action to get to. We'll begin at MetLife Stadium. The Giants
G-Man
at home
and
to
Niners.
take on the 49ers. And this is Malik Neighbors. They'll get it out to him left side, and then he'll take it the rest of the way. 71 yards
Threw
to
for
the
about
house.
500. Probably threw for 4.
Are off to a 3-0 start as they get the victory.
Dolphins got smoked like a
Meanwhile,
Lucy
let's
in this
check in
one.
on the Dolphins. They're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is Jalen Hurts.
Hurts only threw for
He is
298.
at his best when the lights are brightest.
I'm guessing the
4
running back
touchdown passes for
went
him
crazy.
on the night. Lastly, let's go out to Chicago.
And then the Bears
taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
punched the Ravens in the mouth in this one.
And it's Rome Odunze. He's going to bring this one in.
Oh, what a
and
move.
Away he goes.
See what I'm saying? The Ravens just ain't playing with no swag right now, man.
62-yard touchdown. The Bears get their 3rd win as they come away with the victory. And that's a wrap for this week. For all the hardworking men and women in the studio, Scott
Well,
Hansen
that's a
saying
weekly
goodnight.
recap.
We'll see you again next week right here on EA Sports.
Top 15 rankings will be out too this week. Top 15 rankings, so be on, well, not top 15, top 12. I'm gonna do top 12. Top 12 rankings will be out, so be on alert for that. But I will see y'all week 5, and I'm out.